What's going on, everybody? Welcome. We're going to have a cup of coffee. We're going to talk guitar stuff. Glad you're here. Thanks for hanging out. Today, I want to really, let's just get down to it. You are not the center of the earth. YouTube guitar community, as much as we like to think so, is not, is nothing. It is not the center of the earth. It does not drive, for example, the Fender market. Thank you to the person who commented about this on my video yesterday, because they made a really important point, and it's this. There are millions and millions of guitar players who never watch YouTube, who have no idea what's going on with anything. And so Fender's going to be just fine. Any kind of thing that happens on YouTube is just happening. Well, we'll get into it. I mean, when we think about the average guitar player, okay, who's not here in all of these various communities on YouTube, right? Not in the comment sections, etc. And we're going to get to the people that are, but still aren't in the comment sections in a minute. They're not asking, hey, how does Fender handle trademarks in the EU? What's copyright law in the EU? What OEM makes Firefly? Is nitrocellulose chemically superior and somehow helps the tone of an electric guitar? They don't care about any of that. Most guitar players don't care about any of that stuff. They're like, hey, this guitar is humming. How do I get it to stop? How can I keep my guitar in tune? What pickguard color should I put on my Telecaster? Hey, what strings are you using? And my favorite, how do you set your amp? Those are the questions that most people are asking. It's just guitar stuff. Literally super basic, super chill, right? Guitar stuff. That's really what people are asking. YouTube guitar world is for the enthusiast. I mean, we are enthusiasts, and we love guitar. Okay, and the guy who's like, I'm an artist, not an enthusiast. Okay, bro, but you're very enthusiastic about your art, I hope. Otherwise, you wouldn't be good at it. So you are an enthusiast too. So we massively underestimate, or I guess overestimate, our importance as consumers on YouTube, because if we see 10,000 angry comments about a particular subject, it could be Fender, it could be anything else. Could be Rob Chapman, it could be who knows what, could be anything, right? Whatever. That feels like we're making some kind of big dent in culture. We're not. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's a rounding error in a statistic, literally. We're not doing anything. If you hate on Fender today, for example, or any other company, or in the comments about something, there's going to be millions and millions of people who don't even know that this is going on, whatever it is. I'm using Fender because that's the most recent thing. But whatever it is, and they're just going to keep going on with life. They're just going to keep going on with life. And, I'm in the middle of it, right? I have a guitar parts company. I am on YouTube every day. I make my living around guitar stuff. We have literally tens of millions of views on the channel over 13 years. And I can walk around any town in any town USA and go into any guitar store, and rarely does anybody know who I am, which is amazing, and know my products, know much at all about what's going on YouTube in general. I'm not even just talking about me. I'm talking about they don't know who Phil McKnight is. They don't know who Rhett Shull is. They don't know who Tim Pierce is. They don't know who these people are. They're just playing guitar. They're just guitar players. They go to work, they play at church, they hang around with friends, they jam with friends, they play cover bands, They noodle around after dinner. They save up for whatever guitar, and it's hanging on their wall. You know, they're not refreshing forum pages every 35 seconds to get some kind of new take on something. They're just normal people doing normal stuff, playing normal guitar. That's what they're doing. They probably change their strings once every 6 months. Uh, they're the people that go over to your house. You go over to their house, and they're like, "Hey, I have this guitar. Check it out." And it's not set up. The strings are kind of gross because they're just normal people, and that is the majority of guitar players. That is the majority of guitar players. You and I, we're not average. And I don't mean average as in awesome, as in better than anybody, as in better than that person. I just mean we are not that. We are not even above average. We're just not in the normal statistical realm of people that own guitars. We're out of that. We do it different. We're really into stuff. But it's a much smaller number. The other factor in this is that the way social media algorithms work, they're going to multiply whatever gets a view. So I went on this whole making fun of flat Earth people last week. So I watched some hilarious flat Earth videos. Well, if I watch one, then YouTube is going to show me 5 more, right? So it's hilarious, by the way. Also, the people that think birds aren't real, go down that road too. Hilarious if you want a good laugh. Anyway, so the moon landing thing's pretty funny too, but these people are very passionate about this. I don't want to disrespect anyone, although I kind of do because it's stupid. But anyways, whole nother story. What I'm saying is, if I watch one video like that, it shows me 5 more. If I watch 2, it shows me 20 more, right? So if you watch one hate video about Fender, or you watch one even just video about Fender, then you're going to see 100 of them over the week. You're going to see tons of them, and it's going to block out all the other stuff, right? You kind of have to reset your algorithm after something like this. You have to go in there and purposely search for other stuff to kind of flip it around. And that outrage and all those hot takes and everything, it makes it seem like the entire world is talking about this, when in reality there's 15, 20 YouTube channels out of millions of YouTube channels that are talking about it negatively. I'm not talking about it negatively. I just want to bring it up. Last week you can talk about it, but I'm just saying I'm not any different. I'm in that lump. It's there's some of us talking about it, but that's a very small portion. It's going to seem like outrage. It's going to seem like the entire world is centered around this whole thing for a little while. But if you just go on your YouTube channel, your YouTube feed right now, and search for fluffy cats, watch 2 or 3 fluffy cat videos, then you'll see a whole lot less Fender hate videos, right? It's just kind of the way it is. And people assume everybody's talking about this. Everybody thinks about this. Everybody, and we're going to take down Fender because look at all of us. You're not doing shit. End of story. You're just not. So being angry about stuff, on one hand, being angry about stuff is just stressing your life out. On the other hand, worrying that all you're seeing is Fender stuff because you don't want to see anymore, just Google some other stuff. Just search up some other stuff, flip your algorithm around a little bit more, and it'll go away. Because it's nothing. It's nothing in the long term. You're seeing what's performing, strategically by YouTube right now, and because some viewers want to see it. But I always say this: if you're seeing something on YouTube, it's because you watched something, or you searched something, or you scrolled on something. YouTube's not doing it to you. Okay, that's how this works. I don't think people realize this, but if you click on it, it's your fault. End of story. When you think about this, in real life, everything's way more practical. Everything's way more realistic. Sounds dumb. Sorry, that sounds dumb. But you know what I'm saying. Um, as soon as I click this camera off and I go feed the dog and, go take a shower, because I don't take a shower when I first wake up. I'm going to go take a shower. I'm not thinking about this. I'm not thinking about Fender stuff. I'm not thinking about what's on the YouTube feed. I'm not thinking about any of that. When I go pick up my new PRS, I'm not thinking about the fact that I'm doing it because I hate Fender. I'm not thinking, because I don't. I'm not thinking about that stuff. I walk away from the computer and I don't think about it anymore. I just don't. It's just not. And I think for most of us, that's the case. I think reality is away from here. So don't inject craziness into it unnecessarily. Like you're trying to change the world, because you're not. It's okay. I mean, I think it's going to have a dent. I think there's going to be a little blip in Fender's popularity in sales for maybe a quarter, and then it's just going to go back to normal. So, I mean, that's it. Don't let some kind of outrage thing be your identity either. Being in the know about guitar stuff's cool. Being informed about the hobby's cool. I think it's great. It's what I do. It's what I help you do. I love learning about this stuff. But don't let a blip in time define who you are because you went on some rant on YouTube and now everybody thinks you hate everything. Here's the other thing too, is we are people. Here's another big thing about reality, is we are people, and our opinion could change. I felt pretty strongly about this deal and other stuff in the past when it first happens, because you're like, oh man, your reaction is it's just natural to react to stuff. And then a couple weeks goes by and you're like, oh, now that I'm more informed and now that I'm seeing more details, this is why I keep saying we just need to wait for things. My opinion kind of changes. It's like, oh, yeah, it's not exactly what I thought it was. I still feel that way, but there's more things to inform it now. And so as we change and as we grow, allow that to happen too. There's always the guy, well, I thought you didn't like Bigsby's. I thought you didn't like, dude, two things can be the same at once, right? Like I can like a digital modeler and a tube amp, I can like an Epiphone and a Gibson. I can think they're both cool. So don't take a snapshot of somebody and just be like, that person is wrong, because we're all kind of growing through this stuff, right? We're kind of trying to understand how it all works. And we're just a bunch of people hanging out, playing guitar stuff. So don't, don't think too much of yourself or any YouTube channel or anything, and just be a person.